Setting up text styles. To create a text style, select a text and in your right-hand side text menu, you see the style symbol. Click on it, click on plus, and you can now name the style. I'm just going to call this test style. You can add a description and create your style. I can now select any other text and then via the styles menu, I can select one of my created styles and it will be applied. If you want to change the color, this is separate from the style. Simply choose any variable you set up via the fill menu. If you want to detach a style, then simply select a text and then right next to the style name, you find the detach symbol. If you want to delete a style, click on the gray canvas area where you find an overview of all the styles. You can edit styles here and you can also right click and delete the style. If we're working with a design with components, then I recommend that you always apply your style to your components. Now, instead of randomly picking text and turning it into styles, it's better to have a more systematic approach. So how I personally like doing this is that once I know I like my design like this, I'm going into refining it much more, I pull out a copy of all the text that I use across my design. This might be my components if I already created some. This might be just purely from a raw design. And so I pick everything I used and then I place it in order. So from the largest, the most prominent one to the smallest one. And this allows me to create a hierarchy. So I end up with something like this. In this way I get a good overview. I can also combine text that's pretty similar and I can clean it up for things like line height. And I then name it accordingly. It doesn't matter what names you use, just make sure that you have a semantic setup. I like doing it this way around, but some people prefer first creating a hierarchy and then using it on their designs. That's up to you. Once I'm happy with my setup, I can now start saving it with the given names. So once we did that for all our styles, click on the gray background area and you can see all of them here. You could further organize them by selecting certain styles and then either right click or use the shortcut Command and G and you can create a new folder. So for example, for all your headlines. To apply the styles to my components, I simply select the text. And by the way, if you hold Shift down, you can select multiple at once. And I now, from the drop down, apply my new styles. I can also correct little inaccuracies. For example, here, I probably want a default strong. So once I've done that for all of my text across all components, if I jump over to my design, you can see that they inherit from my component, even if they're overwritten, because that only concerns the content, not the style. Any change in style would obviously reflect throughout all components and therefore all instances.